quiches, cakes and scones. Hope you're up for a late night snack. The Great British Bake Off reaches its final stages in the Sign Zone, starting in just a few minutes on BBC One and BBC One HD. Just ahead of us getting stuck into the Sign Zone, a check on the weather here on BBC One and BBC One HD. The forecast now from Rob McElwee.
Now, November should be a quiet, cold and foggy month. So far it has been quite often like that. Not even cold all the time, but certainly quiet. Hardly what this is. This represents a very wet and very windy time. This depression is reminiscent of October, really, an old hurricane core. It's nothing to do with that, I'm afraid. It's just a deep low. And weather warnings from the Met Office prove the point. A spell of heavy rain for most places. The warnings tend to follow this rain in. They exist now for Scotland, for Cumbria, for bits of Wales and southwest England. This is snow above 400 metres, so the Grampians, southern uplands and Cumbria. Temperature-wise, we start Monday above freezing, but really it's just because of the strength of the wind. The air is fairly cold. As day breaks, the snow line comes further up, and it's rain rather than snow for most places. That rain is persistent across a good part of England, northeast Wales you'll notice as well, but it's not the same sort of weather either side of it. Before the rain gets in, it's going to be quite windy in, for example, Norfolk and Lincolnshire. Whilst the rain is in, it's fairly windy, but equally it's quite cold and the rain is likely to be horizontal. Once the rain is finished, the wind tends to die down completely. The sun comes out. It's a weak November sun, you know that, but we still get 8 to 10 degrees out of it. You won't get that whilst the rain is falling. And this is the case during the whole day for a good part of South Wales and southwest England. Still there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. In Northern Ireland, the rain has been out for most of the day. It's trying to come back in again to Antrim and down by 3 in the afternoon. Otherwise, the sun shines, the wind is light. In Scotland, the wind is much, much stronger, and it's just going to make a blizzard of Cairngorm, for example. Now, as Monday night slips into Tuesday, the low driving it all, that's clearly in here somewhere, is sinking south. We're left with a breeze bringing this rain in. It's cold to start the day, but again frost-free because of the wind. However, the wind is going to be rather telling, I suspect, from Tuesday onwards. Won't always bring rain with it, but it will bring a fair chill. You can think of wind chill already. For example, on Tuesday, whilst that low sinks south, look at the isobars wrapped around it. The winds come in this direction. So for virtually the whole of the UK, that's a very unpleasant east to northeast wind. That means down the east coast, 6 or 7 degrees with wind chill. Even further west, 9 to 10s, but with wind chill. And rain to boot for a good part of eastern England. A bit more specifically, for Edinburgh, Glasgow, Newcastle and Belfast, by the time you get to Wednesday, the sun is out, the wind's a bit lighter, but by the time you get to Thursday, temperatures drop more and the rain has returned. Leeds, Manchester, Coventry and Cambridge also shows a quieter, cold day on Wednesday. On Thursday, the rain's returned, temperatures rising. Further south still, Cardiff, Reading, Brighton and Plymouth. Wednesday's gone quiet, still relatively cold, but temperatures warming. And on Thursday, it's warmer still and wet. So by Thursday, yet another Atlantic depression's on its way in, this time with a bit of warmth to it. But wind and rain are still the watchwords.
A sparkler can seriously burn a child, so always hold it at arm's length. Not the child, the sparkler. Sparklers, handle with care.
With Chrissy back at Holby City, Sasha plays hero to get her attention here in the Sign Zone in an hour. Tummies at the ready now on BBC One and BBC One HD for a feast of a final.